Now, one of the things that is making the Chinese new energy vehicle penetration to be higher than that of engine combustion car is that China has finally, or Chinese EV makers has finally cracked the code of making the new energy vehicle companies to be cheaper than engine combustion cars. This is something that they have done, and this is all thanks to technologies, developments, and always improving on their products. I mean, our very own NEO, you will know that when it comes to technology, when it comes to advancing or product advancement, they are one of the first few in China that are really ahead or in the forefront. It is for that reason that you are seeing even on the latest developments or on the latest products that they are launching, like the all new NEO ES8, it is even much cheaper. It's 100,000 RMB cheaper than the previous versions, which this is because of technology. This is because of the improvement that they continue implementing onto their cars. Now, when you go look for new energy vehicle car market outside of China, that is in Europe, that is in the US, you will notice that engine combustion cars, the reason why the penetration for EV is low into most of the countries outside of China is because the engine combustion car prices are still lower on average than, of course, the new energy vehicles in terms of price. They have not really done the developments, or they have not really reached at where China has reached in terms of being able to get new energy vehicles to be cheaper than engine combustion cars. But of course, before I dig deep to this and give you the detailed report about what I just discussed, please like this video, please subscribe, please hit or click that notification bell so that at least you can be notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. YouTube still tells me that majority of the people that are watching the videos, they've not yet subscribed, which is why I humbly ask you guys to subscribe, to hit or click that notification bell, because you know all day every day I'm giving you NEO's latest developments, latest content as to what is it that we can expect coming from NEO. And on this one today, I want to give you latest developments on the prices of new energy vehicles versus engine combustion cars. Now, with that, let's go back to the report. Now, you will notice that this is the latest data comparing the 2024 vehicles or sales in terms of how far were these countries sitting at back in 2029 and 2024. And you will notice there that this, like I said, it is the average list of price battery electric vehicles and combustion engine cars in euros, right? This is the average price list. So on average in 2019, China's new energy vehicles were costing around 25,700 euros on average, whilst engine combustion cars on average were costing around 23,300 euros. But right in 2024 or end of 2024, this had changed. New energy vehicles in China cost around 21,900 versus the average of engine combustion cars of 22,500. So you can see that China has really gotten a hold or a grip of now making or possible making the new energy vehicles being cheaper than the combustion engine cars. This is something that we are seeing based off this report, and this is all thanks to EV makers like NEO that do not stop in terms of innovating. You will remember, or you will know, that part of the reason why NEO cars prices are coming down, it's not only because of the prices of lithium coming down, which is used to make these batteries, but it is because they are developing their own systems. They are no longer relying on third parties for their systems. They are no longer relying on third parties on some of the chips that they use for the cars. We have discussed a lot about that. That is making most of the new energy vehicle car makers now to be able to drop the prices on their cars and still make good gross profit. This is like what we saw in the all new NEO ES8. It was 100,000 RMB cheaper than the previous second generation ES8, which that already shows you why we are there. Now let's go and have a look in Germany. Germany, you will notice there that part of the reason why the EV market in Germany is not doing that well, or it's not doing as well as the combustion engine cars, is simply because, have a look, 2019, the difference or the gap between electric vehicles or new energy vehicles versus engine combustion cars, it was 34%, right? Electric vehicle cars on average were costing around 45,200 in combustion cars or combustion engine cars. The average price of those cars, they were around 33,700 euros in 2019, but when you go to 2024, difference between new energy vehicle or electric vehicle cars and combustion engine cars, you will notice that the gap between the two is 34%, which the engine combustion cars are still way cheaper, or are still cheaper than the battery electric vehicles. You will notice that battery electric vehicles cost around 54,900 on average. Engine combustion cars is 40,900 euros. This is what it is costing, right? Let's go to the US. US, you'll notice that in 2019 the price difference between on average electric vehicles versus combustion engine cars, it was around 44%, with electric vehicles costing around 46,700 euros, whilst engine combustion cars were around on average 32,400 euros. Now going to 2024, you will notice that the difference between the two is still 30%, with of course engine combustion cars still costing around 39,900 euros, and electric vehicles on average are costing $52,000. This is the average price. Now you will notice something. Out of all these markets, you will notice that, look, China is the only country that has really gotten the prices of new energy vehicles down. I mean, right now the prices of new energy vehicle cars is 3% lower than that of engine combustion cars, which is something that shows you the great work that China has really done. I mean, when you talk about a car below this average new energy vehicle price, you have to look at Firefly, right? Think L60, it's around $28,000 with a battery, and this shows you that, look, in as much as you will have some of the new energy vehicles, car makers, that they are, most of their cars, they are over this. Majority of the cars, when you look into the average, they are being bought at this low, which is something that is so good, and it shows you the massive work that China is putting for all to see. I did say or highlight that our very own NIO, they are in the forefront in terms of making sure or ensuring that car prices, instead of them continuing to rise in prices, they are the country that is making big efforts in terms of improving and making sure that as the year goes by, the price of cars are actually dropping. This is something that is so massive, something that is very good coming from China. I mean, I made an example with the ES8. ES8 second generation was costing over 500,000 RMB, but ES8 third generation cost around 400,000 RMB. This shows you the massive work that NIO has put out there for all to see. The good thing is that, look, it's just the beginning, because next year you will be surprised that when you see other we know already that other third generation cars, all of them, as they come out, they are going to be cheaper than those second generation cars. And we are seeing this from the ES8, and chances are very high that when even fourth generation comes, it might even come cheaper than, of course, third generation, which this is a very good trend that is making, or that has been making people to really feel comfortable buying new energy vehicle cars in China, because rather than a place like Germany and US where people are buying engine combustion cars because they are the ones that are cheaper, in China you have to really compare and go deep, because right now on average new energy vehicle prices for these electric vehicles is cheaper than that of engine combustion cars or brands, right? Which is very good. So when I read this, I thought I quickly come and share it with you. Tell me what you think about this. Blue sky is coming, long term will win, and one of the things that I know which will take us to the next level is that, look, NIO continues innovating, advancing, which is what gives me the confidence that as the years blow by, NIO cars will even become more and more cheaper, which will make NIO to be or to remain in the game for the longest period. I will see you on the next one. Like, share, subscribe. That is all from me, my dear friends, and go.